How you doing? My name is Curtis Johnson from the University of Miami, and I'm the wide receiver coach here. Today I'd like to just talk a little bit about wide receiver play. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about catching the ball, about hand-eye coordination. Then we're going to move on into a little bit of stance and start, lowering your center of gravity, because young football players always have pretty high center of gravity, and we'd like to get into that a little bit. Then we're going to move on into some route play. Okay, the first thing we like to talk about is just catching the ball. Most times when you're teaching catching a football, you start off with footballs. But I don't like to start off with footballs because I think that it's more appropriate to start off with something more applicable. The first thing you do as growing up, I have daughters, we all have kids. You teach your kids how to catch, and they catch like this. So we can all catch like this from day one. So what I like to do when I start young receivers out, two problems with receivers. One, everyone says they have big hands. Well, that's totally untrue because you really don't catch a football with your hands. You catch it with your fingers. So I like to give a little demonstration. I start them all out with young kids with a handkerchief. And what I want to show is finger dexterity. So I'll throw the handkerchief up and snatch it out of the air. Throw it up and snatch it out of the air. Now, I'm going to tell them, throw it up, snatch it, and tell them to stop. I don't want anything but the fingers touching the handkerchief. And what that shows me that they have finger dexterity, they can control their fingers, and I'll have them do a little drill with the handkerchief. Then what I'll do the same thing. I'll move over, and I'll move on to a football. And what I always tell them is that keep your fingers in a slightly V triangle, but what you also want to do is keep them slightly bent and real flexible. So as you watching young kids' fingers, you watch them move their fingers. A lot of guys can't move all their fingers. Then you look at the football and you want to catch. You want to concentrate on the front end of the ball, the tip of the ball, and catch the fat of the ball. And the fat part of the football is the big part of the ball. So as the balls come to you, you want to teach catching fingertips and fat. As you're going through this drill and you're playing pitch and catch, you want to listen for tick, not thump. You throw it up, tick, not thump. And that's kind of how you start. Then there's a few drills that I like to do, just playing with the fingertips of the football on your tips with both hands. And you got to test both hands because one hand is usually stronger than the other. Then you do the same thing on the top of the football. And when you move on to playing pitch and catch, what you want to do, you want their eyes in the center of the ball, and you want them bending or turning any way down catching the football. Now, if the ball is definitely below their waist, then they can catch it with their palms up. But basically, you want to teach fingertip control and catching with the palms, with the fingertips only touching the football. The second thing I like to talk a little bit about is stance and start. What I try to teach my guys when they come in the first day of football practice as a freshman, just relax. Get the most relaxed stance you can. We're going to change it as the time goes on, but we would like to really relax. The first thing I tell them to do is to just lean forward until it feels like they're going to fall and then stop their foot. And once the foot's planted in the ground, I tell them, do it once more. I always tell them do it twice to make sure. Lean, stop the foot. Once the foot's planted in the ground, I want their chest over their toes. Then as I put their chest over their toes, I want them to pick the back foot up and place it in the ground and have a bent toe. And I want the hands up and bend a little at the waist, slightly. You should have almost straight up and down with your chest, and your toes should be straight. Now, when we start talking about stance and start the first day, what I like to do is I like to tell them lean forward until they're almost falling and put their foot down in the ground. Front foot forward, chest over the balls of your toes, and then you want to pick your back leg up and stick it in the ground, both feet on the balls of your feet. Both feet on the balls of your feet. Bend the back leg slightly and lean down slightly. Your arms should come straight up, and your eyes should be inside looking at the football. As we move into it, I say, okay, now do the same thing to the next foot. So then they'll do the same thing, foot in the ground, plant, step in, and they'll start. The key to starting is what you always want to look for. You want to look for them kicking grass up. Because when you see them pressing their foot up against the ground and kicking the grass up, what that tells you that they're getting power out of their start. I truly believe that the game of football is speed. And when you come off, you want something that you can see with speed. And if you're pushing your foot through the ground as much as you can, you'll see a lot of speed. So that's what we talk about when we talk about stance and start. The only difference is arms. I never want the arms flailing. What I'd rather them do, have the arms held high so that you can protect yourself against press man. Arms held high, slightly bent fingertips. Some guys like to do this. This is fine with their fingers. Other times, some guys like to keep them a little bit relaxed. And as they come off, so that you can come and get your natural running motion, just like that. Now, for guys on you pressing you, you got your fingers where you can hand fight with them and get through the press. Okay, this is the proper stance for the start. Legs slightly bent, foot in the ground, back foot up, heel placement up high, toe pointed in the ground, coming off nice and easy and relaxed. Same thing here, it's a pretty good job here. Foot in the ground, leaning forward. The first problems that we always tend to have is a low center of gravity. Once we get out of high school or elementary school, we tend to want to run with our shoulders up high and our center of gravity up high. The problem with that is you can't turn. To be an active, a good wide receiver, I think you need to turn backwards and forward in different ways. So in order to teach a lower center of gravity, what I do is I do a 4-cone drill. And I'll have 4 box cones, and they'll line up. The 4 cones will be placed out at about 10 yards apart. And each time one guy would run and he'd plant on the outside foot. Again, as he plants, I want to see the hips sink. I want to see him kick grass and ability to turn. And as they turn in the 4 corners, I want to snap their head. So they'll run, plant, turn, snap. And all that has to do with lowering their center of gravity and getting their head around as fast as they can. Now, this is a real good job here. Lowering the center of gravity, planting and turning. Plant, turn, plant, turn. And we go from the opposite way, opposite leg, planting on the opposite foot, planting on the opposite foot, lower center of gravity, straight down. The next drill I teach is a zigzag cone. I want the receivers to run and plant on the outside foot and plant around the cone, and so I can see the shifting hips, lower center of gravity, plant on the outside cone with the other foot, and I want to see them kicking grass up. Hips should be down, center of gravity, planting, pushing off the foot, pushing. Same thing here. Plant, turn, snapping head, plant, turn, snapping their heads. Nice job, plant, turn, sink your hips. Okay, the first press release move we're going to show today is the stutter. As you come off the football, you stutter inside towards the defender, and then once he shoots his hand, you shoot yours, and then run straight down the field. When he shoots his hand, you shoot yours. You go inside at the guy, at the defender, straight, then shoot your hands. Inside at him, straight, and shoot your hands. Same thing from a different angle. The key is looking at the defender and shooting your hands when you shoot his hands. Okay, the next press release move we're going to do is going hard inside. Run inside and straight up the field. Run inside, straight up the field. The key is always shooting your hands. This is the press corner where you want to move the defensive back to, and that's like an off corner. It's like 2 corners in this route. Whenever we work on press release stuff, we always work between the two lines going parallel. And the key is escaping between those 2 lines. So you want to move a guy up the field as far as you can, and then beat him inside or outside. Now the key to this drill is wait for him to shoot his hands. When he doesn't, then run past him. Now the next drill is speed, just flat speed coming off the ball. Take one step and outrun the defender. One step, outrun him. Now right now we're just working on the release phase of it. We're not working on the route phase, just releasing and releasing in between the two lines in the 5-yard area. Okay, this is one we use when we call putting the defender to sleep. We'll come off fast and then hesitate, come off fast, hesitate, and then run past the defender. And this is one we use with our bigger receivers. We want to grab the defender with our arms inside, push him and fight through it. Push, pull back down and fight through it with our arms. After the receiver push down, fight through it. Now this is a move that we use when we're coming off the ball to go in, out, and back inside. When a defender is backing up, it's playing press, but he's really backing off us, in, out, and back in. The same thing the opposite direction. We'll go out, in, and then back out again. Now this is one we usually use this one going in motion. We'll come off the ball and turn our body sideways to get the defender to look like we're going outside, going one way or the other. Now this is one working against the hitch, against press man. Using our press releases. This one is a stutter release. Using his hands and getting up the sideline. This is the game phase of it. The hitch route at the top. He's coming off the ball, coming at the top, using his hands. Same one, same release. Now this time we're using our speed to come off the ball and hitch, getting our feet parallel and driving outside. The slant route, in practice, slant, drive the guy upfield, slant, break away, playing on the outside foot, and break away from the defender. Drive upfield, slant, break away from the defender. Same thing here, driving, plant, break away from the defender. Always playing off your outside foot. Here it is right here in the game. Driving up the field, planting off your outside foot. Here it is right here, plant off the outside foot. Here it is again, planting off the outside foot, coming underneath. And this is a cute way of doing this. You're driving, getting the guy outside, running the fin route, starting him outside on the fin and then coming back underneath. Okay, now the curl route in practice, a hard inside move, driving up the field, coming back down to the ball. Hard inside move again, driving up the field, coming back to the ball. Catching the ball in their hands. Quick stutter move, coming back to the ball. Here it is in the game. Quick stutter move, inside, right back to the ball. Always working back towards the ball, catching the ball in your fingertips. Same thing here, speed off the ball, coming back to the ball, catching in your hands. Same thing out here. Driving up the field, going back to the ball, catching the football. Same thing here, going up, coming back to the football. Driving up the field, hiding yourself behind the defender, turning with his technique, same thing up here. The comeback route, we're going downfield, 16 yards, planting on the inside foot and going back to the outside. Planting the field on your outside, on your inside foot, going back down to the ball. Same thing here in this case. Going down upfield, planting on your outside foot, going right back to the football. Same thing here, going straight, coming straight back down to the football. Out of corner route. We'll come off the ball inside, get up the field, 3 steps inside, and then back outside to the ball. Same thing, come up the field inside, playing off your inside foot, and run right to the outside. Same thing here, go inside, and then right back outside. Stutter off, run up the field, quick move, playing off your inside foot, back outside. Same thing here, get inside, playing off your inside foot, and back outside. Same thing in this case, straight up the field, playing off your inside foot to the outside. The dig route or the in route, playing off your outside foot, then run across inside. Same thing in this case. Driving up the field, come off the ball, straight, flat across inside. Then fade route, driving inside, fading to the corner of the end zone. Same thing here, stutter, driving inside, fade to the corner of the end zone. Same thing here. Main thing is giving yourself enough room to make the ball complete. Same thing there, just fading, giving yourself enough room from the sideline to make the catch. Now if the technique is outside, drive up the field, and the defender jumps outside, just run straight down the field. Make the easy catch. This drill is a distraction drill, it's a dual drill, it's a distraction drill and a concentration drill. Whenever you have problems fumbling balls or getting balls knocked down or whatever, you want to put 2 guys out front to distract. And as they're distracting, you want them to run through the tunnel and you want guys poking at the ball. So what you do is you have 2 guys in, and then one guy turns. The thrower says ball. When he says ball, he turns around, he catches the balls in his hand, and he runs through the tunnel. As you can see, the arms are distracted in a way just like linebackers coming underneath of a curl drill or a curl route during the game. Okay, this is a distraction drill. You got one distractor out. He's catching the ball with his hands and cutting up the field. Chop, catch, turn, get your feet in bounds. It's like working the back of the end zone and cutting. Working the sideline, turn it up. Work the sideline, catch over the distractor, work the sideline, turn it up. It is part of the curl drill. Guys on the inside holding the other guy passing the field with him. It helps you concentrate. Driving up the field, coming straight back down to the ball. Going up the field, playing, coming back down to the ball. Always get yourself between the defender and the ball. It's just like rebounding. Okay, this is a distraction slam drill going up the field. Defender's in the window, you get inside the window. Going straight up the field, 6 to 8 yards, playing on the outside foot, catching the ball in the window between the defender and the safety. The coach is the defender, getting in the window. As a receiver, you got to get inside the window so the quarterback can have a place to throw you the ball. Okay, this is another drill to find a window. You come off the ball, you come straight off the ball, you run out the technique of the DB or the defender. You may go inside or you may go around him. So you got to find an open area. Come at the technique of the defender, you go around him that time, drive up, catch the ball. That time, you go around him, drive back, straight back to the ball. Same drill from the other side. You go straight up inside of the defender, run around, find open area. As soon as the defender comes to you, you switch your hips and turn right and go right back to the quarterback. Now if the defender goes outside you, you come right underneath him. Okay, with these are partner drills. When you're with a partner, you hold on to the outside of the wide receiver, and what it helps you do is helps you go back to the ball. Drive off the ball 5 yards, come straight back down to the ball. Come straight back down to the ball. That's the most important thing with this drill. The defender will be on you real close, so you got to drive off, plant, and come sprinting back to the ball. Okay, this next part of the drill is the crossing route or the dig route. The defender's on the side of you. You drive off the ball, plant, and spin out your break. Thank you for viewing this videotape, and I hope we showed you something that you can use in the future for your young wide receivers. I'd like to wish you the best of luck, and I hope this tape does you well.